welcome back to the show. It is an exciting time for film fans as the 98th Academy Awards nears on Sunday, March 15th, right here on ABC. And what's become a yearly tradition for our show is to talk with film creators behind these shorts, whether that means best animated short films or even live action. Well, today we are kicking off our look at some of these nominees, and that begins with The Girl Who Cried Pearls, which is nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. Here's a look at the trailer.
It's a very old story. In Montreal, where I was born. In the apartment across from me lived a family. That night, everything changed.
Oh, I want to see more. Set in Montreal at the dawn of the 20th century, The Girl Who Cried Pearls is a meticulously crafted fable about a girl overwhelmed by sorrow and the boy who loves her, who you saw right there. How greed, though, leads good hearts to wicked deeds. And this is the second nomination for the Montreal-based duo who's joining us now, Chris and Maciek. Gentlemen, welcome. How are you guys this morning?
Terrific. Well. I'm actually in Los Angeles enjoying the sun before heading back to Montreal in a day.
Well, an early wake-up call then for you being in LA. We appreciate you being with us. Hey guys, I want to just talk about second nomination. I'm assuming this never becomes like old hat. And I heard how excited you guys were, all the people that you've been able to thank. You know, give us an idea of what that moment is like when you do find out that your name is associated with a nomination for an Academy Award. Chris, we'll start with you.
It's wonderful. You know, I think a lot of it comes down to all the people that you've been working with for 5 years. It took us 5 years to make this film. And so a lot of people put their own heart and blood and sweat and tears into your movie. And when this nomination happens, it's kind of a wonderful justification for all of that time and all of the effort, your whole team, musicians and animators, the National Film Board of Canada who produced it. So, I can honestly say it's not so much about us, but it's about that. It's really about the whole team.
Maciek, I want to bring you into the conversation here and talk a little bit about the story of The Girl Who Cried Pearls, because at the beginning it says that this is based on a fable. I'm assuming, though, was this an idea? Tell us a little bit about why this story was so important and why you wanted to deliver it in this way.
Well, it wasn't based on a fable. It was based on the idea of fables. We wrote it. It's one of the greatest compliments that we keep getting, actually, is that people think that it's an adaptation of something that's existed for a very long time, which is really nice to hear. But no, we wrote it from scratch, from a series of visions and philosophical arguments that eventually over time started complementing each other, started having a bit of a discourse with each other, and thank God provided us with a resolution ultimately.
And again, being able to do it with, this animation, stop motion animation. I've read where you both compliment it, have a love and appreciation for the magic, I believe it was described as, for the stop motion animation. Why did this work in this storytelling with this plot that does have so many layers to it? Chris?
Well, not every story that you come up with is a puppet story. Not every story that we come up with is an animation. But in this instance, where we're telling this fable, this myth of Montreal in the early 20th century, there's nothing like puppets to make the viewer feel like a child again. There's a quote by Orson Welles, which says, puppets are an ancient art. They don't just go back to the crib, they go back to the cave. And there's something about that deep connection that we have as to puppetry that starts in childhood and really never ends. That's the perfect vehicle for this kind of myth-making fable.
It's true.
I appreciated almost like the gritty feel, the dark feel. Like that's what you come away with right at the beginning. Unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm getting a wrap, which means we are out of time. I do have to ask this really quick, though. I saw that one of the things you said in finding out your nomination, you hope this will give you a few free pints at the local pub. Have you been able to get any free pints yet? Has that happened?
No.
No, in fact, let's put it out there, even though, put it out there now. Next time I'm in Florida, I expect the same, in fact.
Deal. We're going to go and we're going to get some pints if you gentlemen join us here in Tampa Bay. And congratulations, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, featured in theaters across North America, even the green light in St. Pete, of course. And you can watch the 98th Academy Awards right here on ABC Sunday, March 15th.
Thanks for your time, Natalie.